We're about to take it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Julie on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love doctor going live on the radio. Two mics and a mind on the radio. Radio, turned up 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 on the radio. Two mics and a mind. Two mics and a mind. Two mics and a mind. Two mics. Watch this. And a mind. Yeah,
Welcome.
What it do? What's going on? What's going on? We back, ladies and gentlemen. We back. We back. Ain't that right? They thought it was over, but I'm back. People out here thought I was retiring, but I'm back. Ain't that
Who
right?
thought you were retiring?
Hey, all my haters out there, all my ops, they thought I was retiring. That's a new word I learned. That's a new word.
They thought your turtleneck was retiring.
I learned this new word called ops. You better be like all my ops. Like you ain't supposed to say hater no more. You be like all my ops. We back. Yeah. Yeah.
How are you guys?
Good to see you, Dr. Joe.
Good to see you all too.
Yeah, you out there therapizing people this week?
It's been a crazy week, but it's been good.
Oh, nah. I'm glad to hear that. Anybody in particular, any interesting cases in particular you want to discuss and put their personal business out public?
Well, they don't. Nobody knows who I'm talking about. But they have new cases this week, so it's been good. I mean, the regular people are trying to fix their mental health, so that makes me happy, including myself. I feel like everyone should look into that. How are you guys mentally or spiritually? How are you guys doing physically? How are you guys overall? Mentally, How are you guys? Great. You guys have therapists?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
How about you, Tully?
Yeah, Tully.
What were you getting ready to say?
She asked you a question, Tully.
I don't have a
Answer the question, Tully. It don't take all that long.
What do you guys think about people having therapists?
No, I'm sorry, I don't have one. But I don't have any. I'm not against it at all. I'm not against them.
Right.
No, definitely not.
How about you, love doctor? What do you think about that?
I've had a therapist before in the past, so it's nothing wrong with going there. I mean, mental health is something serious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and sometimes you just need it because you're going through depression, or
What did you say? Because of what?
Sometimes
she's going through depression.
You're going through some type of rough time, and you need some type of support, or to speak to somebody. So yeah, just wondering. I know Tony's there. I would like to ask him if he has a therapist, or what does he think about it?
Yeah, Tony, do you have a therapist? That's a good question.
That doesn't happen. I mean, that would be a crazy one right there. Me with a therapist? Wow. Yeah,
I think he's his own therapist.
Yeah. No, believe it or not, I got one upstairs. But other than that, because of my job, the situation is it'd be hard for somebody to more or less, give therapy for that kind of position of what I do. And because of what you have to deal with, the common sense of it the logic of it wouldn't be there to a person from outside because of the position is so different. But it's needful, it's a constant that's something I always do. And, I've been granted the opportunity to have to do. And, people need it. Unfortunately, it's not just mental health people. I think it's kind of distorts the need for it. Because a lot of times when people look at therapists and psychiatrists, people look at people with mental illnesses, and that's not always the case. It can just be people just trying to find a practical way or a logical way to kind of see how to do things, way to differentiate between the two and understand. Some people, it just, you talk to somebody, I got people, it's just they want attention, and that in itself is therapeutic for them. Just knowing somebody can listen, understand when they need help, and understand when they just need a talk, understand, just need somebody to listen. So, that's a job. I tell you, that's a job. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't offer that job to anybody. It's not a job that could be easily taken or any could be easily done, because you embody everybody's, the personalities, the behaviors, the thought patterns. You got to try to figure where people are going, what they're not saying, and what they did say. And people feel like a lot of times, like, well, I don't like to talk to her. It's like he trapped you in your words. It's not trapping you in your words. I'm trying to keep you from going all over the place and narrow down what's the real problem.
Right.
That's right. That's very true.
That's some good stuff right there. You know what? Because of your position, it's so like you said, a therapist really couldn't help you for what it is that you do. But just in terms of stress
When
in
you
your
say
relationship,
help, and I said I had a problem, so I know you how a therapist couldn't help me. Well, I said I had a problem. You know, that a therapist couldn't help me. That was a totally different situation.
what I want to know is, in terms of your situation, how do you deal with stress?
Funny, recently I felt like I particularly did not need a therapist, but they require a lot of the companies suggest for us to have a therapist. And I do a lot of nature stuff, but during the winter there's not much to do. So I try to do exercise or something like that. But recently I started to do what the company told us to do, which is see a therapist once a month, because sometimes you just want to let go of things that you can't tell nobody else, because this is privacy. So you have to kind of let go of things where someone is not going to say what you're telling them. So I started to do a therapist once a month, where I can say, hey, this case really touched me and kind of gave me stress, but I want to just let it out. So that has helped me tremendously. And lately also, like in food intake, I know we've been talking a lot about health. I am improving on that, and it's helping me so much mentally, because food helps you think better, just overall. So I think taking care of myself in general is what helps me from stress and getting those cases or whatever I deal with getting to me and in my personal life.
That's good. Tony, what about you? Your position, how do you deal with your stress?
Oh my goodness, CBD, baby. Really, you just, I think you just have to rationalize in yourself and understand what you're cut out to do. Whether it's therapy, psychiatry, or passion, it's a lot. I hold a lot, I know a lot, and I manage to keep that regardless of relationships with people. You've known me for years, my wife, other people. I never discuss other people's business, whether they're here or gone. I don't say, well, they're gone, so their business is open for discussion. It's their business. You just have to bother, you have to hold. And that's a lot. People don't realize that. People look at, a lot of times these jobs or these positions as, oh, it's good money. For what I do, there's no amount of money to pay for that, because it's a part of yourself. Just like what President Joe saying, talking with the counselor, being able to kind of release, because you have all of this information, you have all this stuff in bottle, and you carry that, and your own personal stuff is a lot. But me, I just learned to balance. And, your body, of course, it does other things, other things will start ticking and going off, and other things will happen, or you might be short-tempered sometimes. People might wonder why. It's because you bottle so much, and your body does have to release. But, unlike with her, a therapist, I don't have anyone I talk to about that. I don't discuss it. It's part of what I do to adjust and do. That takes time. You have to realize keeping people confidence and knowing what we discuss, that's where it goes, and that's where it is. That's a lot. You learn to make it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I appreciate the work that you
counseling
do out here.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah, it's definitely a gift. It's definitely a talent. You know.
I appreciate
No,
it.
that's right. No, that's right. Tula, what about you, girl? What you do? We're talking about stress and how you relieve your stress. What do you do, Tula?
Come in here and
Um,
try to wrestle me.
Tony, but
I fix her
please.
stress. I fix her stress in 2 minutes.
What? Child, please.
Yeah, we're talking about that kind of healing. What the guy named? Guy named Marvin Gaye. He spoke
Mother-
about a type of
When
healing.
she get
It
that
take a couple
feeling,
minutes.
she
Yes,
won't,
sir.
sexual healing. Come on. Healing is too late. It's too late.
Yeah.
No. Well, I really focus. I really don't like to get mad. I don't let things get me to like 10th power. So that cuts down a lot of stress for me. I don't get you people that know me, they know you ain't seen me mad. I don't think people
I don't see you mad, Tula.
No, you have not seen me mad. You
Okay.
see me
Thank you.
upset about something, maybe.
That's the word.
There's
Oh,
levels
now,
to
now,
it.
now she
There's
wordsmithing.
levels.
That's
No,
called wordsmithing.
that's why they have that's those words have different meanings. Okay. So
Mm.
I do not get upset like that. I don't get mad. I don't get mad like some people get mad and lose it. And that's not me. That's not my cup of tea. I don't do that.
Yeah.
So
I
I think
got
that
you.
helps a lot with my stress
gotta tell
level
us
and not allowing to what you say? What'd you say?
We're just listening. Listen, we diagnosed.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Oh,
No,
yeah, please do. Please
yeah,
do.
we
Yeah.
diagnosed right now. We sing your type.
Free
folks.
session. I appreciate the free session, absolutely. But yes, I do not do that. That is just not my nature. I don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't do that. Stuff just don't get me like it gets a lot of people. Somebody cut me off and get in front of me or taking too long and they're like, I'm not all with that. Go ahead, darn, what you waiting on? All that. That's just like it's extra stuff. Like that's why you just add on stress. It's like it's really like
Are they sitting there? Let me ask something. Do the people be sitting there waiting?
It doesn't matter what they're doing.
Well, guess what? I'm not. You will sit there and waste gas. I will hit the horn and say, "Go ahead and move. What are you doing? Think, focus." So I'm
But they
counseling
don't
people.
hear you.
But you know
That's
what? They
the
know
thing.
they blow that, and they know it's a conversation going because they'll do it in real life.
Because they look back and see.
Let me say this: if somebody blow at me because I'm holding up whatever, I eat that. Honestly, I ain't pay attention. I eat. I don't holler. Don't be blowing at me. Ain't right. I need to be moving. Pay attention what I'm doing. That means I'm doing something. I mean, if I look down at my phone, I'm doing something else, so I didn't pay attention. Looked off, and the light turned to hit. I'm ready to go. Focus. I didn't want to see him in the red light in the first place. So you're not focused, and you holding me up. Go. I got somewhere to go. That's me. I got somewhere to go. If I'm sitting still and you standing here and I'm sitting still, you in my way. I got somewhere to go. Sitting down, not moving. I'm always on the go.
Always on the go. Always on the go. Always on the move. That's what it's about.
Let me ask a question. Where you find all these turtlenecks from?
I know.
That we not gonna do. Hold on. You know what? I knew you were gonna ask me that question. I knew you were gonna ask me that question. This is what I got for you right here. Why they hating? Why they hating? Come on, one more time. Why they hating? I don't know what it is. Supposed to be hating on these here. You know what?
Well, we do want to know. People do want to know where they can purchase this shirts, though. This turtlenecks.
Let me tell you something. This right here is Turtleneck Thursdays. That's what it is. The reason I got on a turtleneck is because it's Turtleneck Thursdays. Everybody in the world knows that today is Turtleneck Thursdays. I've seen people today walking around with turtlenecks today because they knew it was Turtleneck Thursday. That's why I have this show on, because it's Turtleneck Thursdays on two mics under mine. There it is. I suspect all y'all to get y'all turtleneck one of these days. Where's your turtleneck?
You suspect or you expect?
Right here.
Oh,
that
yeah.
right there, dead.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can't do that past threshold
First
right
of all, I don't do turtleneck. I don't do turtleneck. That's not something big I do because like they're choking the piss out you.
Exactly. I can't do it.
If you overweight, then it will look like that. If you overweight, it will look like that.
Listen, you ain't here in time.
Yeah. If you
I don't like no
overweight, then
shirt
it
like
will
that.
look like that. It can look like that. So
I
I
can't
totally
do it.
understand what you mean. I totally understand what you
like
mean. But what Tula, I think he want a turtleneck. I think in reality, what that's his way of saying that he wants a turtleneck. So we need to do, Dr. Joe. I need to take y'all to my turtleneck seamstress because all my turtlenecks are custom made. They're custom made. So I'm gonna take y'all to my turtleneck seamstress.
Who they made?
And I'm gonna see what I can do to get your turtleneck made too. What size turtleneck? What size turtleneck you is?
Who designed?
I only wear them in the winter though.
Oh, you wear
only wear them in the winter? Is that what you said? Only wear them in the winter?
There's a freezer.
Yes.
Freezing up there, you gotta have a turtleneck. Turtle ears.
And it gets cold here.
Turtle head. Yeah, it get cold.
Listen, all the callers out there, all the people in the comment section, if you like the turtleneck, throw it down there in the comment section right now because I got a lot of turtleneck supporters.
No.
If you realize and you support Turtleneck Thursdays, put it out there in the comment section. I want y'all to light up that comment section right now. I'm trying to tell you, this right here is a movement. One person saw me with the turtleneck and it inspired a whole movement, a whole entire movement, and I've just been blown away by it. Now everybody, when I see them in public, hey man, where you get your turtleneck? Why you got your turtleneck on? What all colors you got? Where can I get your turtleneck from? Ooh, can I touch it? A lot of that going on. So I appreciate the support. And if anybody got something negative to say about my turtleneck, this is what I say to you. That's right. You heard it. You heard it right here on Two Mics at a Mind.
You have so many come in on more that song used for that.
he specifically designed that song for that purpose. He told me I could use it for stuff like that, for situations that come upon me where people be out there hating. That's what he wrote the song for. You know what I'm saying? He wrote it because he want to know why is people out there hating. That's what I want to know. But you know what I really want to know? I got a question. People, they talk about me and my turtlenecks, right? And they constantly criticize me and my turtlenecks. You know what I'm saying? As if it was something bad. Now, what I don't understand about that whole aspect is if you hating on my turtleneck, then why would you be jealous of me? I think is what it boils down to. I think they're ultimately jealous of me because right here, piece of evidence number one. Do y'all see these color pants right here? Do y'all see this right here? Do y'all see this right here? This is in live color in public right here. Do y'all see this right here? What is going on? Ain't you married? Do you not care anything about your marriage?
Why you hating?
What is that?
Because he
Do y'all see that right there?
Sexy.
But
do y'all see that right there?
Summer colors though. That's summer colors. So
yes.
Summer? What is that? Mint green?
Harvest time here. I'm sure I'm demonstrating two things: harvest time and the blood. I know it was the blood.
Look at that picture right there.
When Dracula got pulled over for DUI, and they asked him why was he drunk, he sung, "I know it was the blood." That's what he sung. So I'm trying to help out all them Draculas, and everybody knows.
Listen, this right here makes absolutely no sense whatsoever out here in these streets. Look at this. This is
cool.
Plumb ridiculous. This is plumb ridiculous. In the words of my grandma, this is plumb ridiculous. And you know what's worse ridiculous? We got somebody in the comment section talking about those colors go together.
Thank you.
You see the shirt it did.
That person is very intelligent.
I think those are summer colors. Like if you go to certain like in New York in boutiques like that, they put colors in together like that in the summer.
In New York, the summer that's how you gonna play this.
I'm just saying, I've seen them in boutiques for men. Like
that's your response for real. That's the best response you got.
I think it doesn't look bad, but it's summer colors. Like if I see that in the winter, then I'll be worried. But it's summer.
Let me tell you the thing that I find most disturbing about this particular photo. What's most disturbing about this particular photo is this right here. Let me share this with you. Do y'all see these socks? Do y'all see these red socks right here?
Ain't green.
Do you see that? Can y'all? I'm zooming in. Do y'all see the socks?
I like the shoes.
And these shoes, is these skinny loafers?
What?
Come on, do y'all see that?
I like the shoes.
Do you not even care about your marriage anymore? What's going on?
Oh my God.
You so darn crazy.
This is what I don't want. This is what I don't want. I want everybody to understand. I want everybody to understand this right here. When you go and get married, that don't mean you just give up in life. You ain't got to try no more. You don't care about where you look. You represent a brand. You represent a name, a family. You got to do better than that. But I'm here to help you. And I'm only telling you this publicly because I know you won't get offended. But there's some people out there that would get offended. So I have to publicly chastise him to make y'all people who can't take it feel a little better. So this ain't for you, Mr. Tony. This right here for these people out here in radio land, out here looking a hot mess and got something to say about my turtleneck. Anybody got any problem with me and my turtleneck, take this. And if you ain't hear that, take this again. Woo! That boy hot.
Well, drugs. We got to do drug testing. The number has been called. Report to the office.
He done fed me damn time. Listen to him. Already married. Already said back. Listen, he know beautiful. He looked down. You know, he was thinking, why I can't do something like that? I got to go through the trash can in the depth of summer and find something. Listen, it's so hot some places. It's some people that throw away all they want to clothes. Everything went, they got a dog with fur. They done got rid of it. And they still hold on that sweater. Man, you got 9 more months before it start to get cool, and you don't wear that sweater.
Listen, I do not live where y'all live at, okay? I live in a whole nother hemisphere, altitude. I'm on a whole nother altitude. And
you
it's
definitely are high. Yes, you definitely are high.
That's right.
Totally agree.
Wow. Speaking of high, we got some real high issues coming up. We got a really, really good night, some good hot topics and all that stuff. Ain't that right, Tula? Ain't that right, Joe?
Yup.
Y'all looking forward to some of these hot discussions that we're going to talk about? Because we getting into it. We getting into it, and we ain't holding back. I'm going to let y'all know how I feel. I've been getting a whole bunch of emails about a lot of different topics, and tonight we open it up. We going live. Is y'all ready?
We want to know about your love life. You keep saying Dr. Love Doctor, whatever you're supposed to be. We want to hear. Tell us about what you're doing.
Hitting that cash out. That's what we doing. We hitting that cash out. Everybody hit that like, hit that cash out. That's what we doing right here. We ain't getting away no details until y'all hit that like button and subscribe. Ain't no reason we need to at least have 50% likes right now. So if it's 28 people in here watching, we at least need to have 14 likes. I gotta have them 14 likes, and Tula, we at least need $14 in that cash out. Pull out that cash out. We have that money right there. It's all about that money. As a matter of fact, it's going on 8:55. Y'all got 5 minutes. We're gonna go on commercial break. When we come back, we gotta have that subscribe button hit. We gotta have it, the cash out going, and most important, we got some really, really good hot topics. We talking about it all on 2 mics in the mind. Y'all ready for break?
Ready.
Yeah.
Bara products, all natural vegan body products for the entire family. Bara products can be found on Amazon.com and BaraProducts.com. Follow them on Instagram at Bara Products. IV Dispatching Services, your trucker's lifeline for transportation, can be reached at 601-433-4242. IV Dispatching Services. Essential Massage, professional massage services with elevations available. Give them a call at 678-379-9664. Be good to your body with an essential massage. Simply Subordinate Residential and Commercial Cleaning. Give them a call at 770-369-0556. The people who make your dirt behave. Simply Subordinate. Panthera Tactical can be reached at www.pantheratacticalllc.com. Panthera Tactical would like for you to be your own first responder. PD Custom Printing. PD Custom Printing for all your custom printing needs. Follow them on Instagram at PDPrinting17. You can give them a call at 678-855-0022. PD Custom Printing. Ion Win. Ion Win are massaging gel insoles and energy bands. www.ionwins.com. Receive 30% off your first order using the coupon code TuliAndTony. Ion Win. Nika's Oils and Detergents. Nika's Oils and Detergents can be reached at 678-421-4327. Nika has the most popular fragrances on the market. 5-gallon laundry detergents as well. Tide, Gain, Free, and Clear. Call Nika's Oils and Detergents. 678-421-4327. Michelle Macwood with Macwood Homes can be reached at 857-891-4545. Contact Michelle for all your real estate needs. Michelle Macwood with Macwood Homes.
One, two, three. Don't be scared. If you're holding good here, then wave your hands. Step back and go and do your dance. It's a Kardashian party, and the devil can't stop me. Don't worry about them, just do your dance. Dance, 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 dance. Don't worry about them, just do your dance. Dance, 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 dance. Dance, 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 dance. Don't worry about them, just do your dance. Yo, Deem all set to go. Tick, tick, boom, with the next blow. Ay, I can lose count for all the things that I'm thankful for. Right now, I wanna see you move. Go ahead and give y'all this groove. I put my hands up on my hip. I dip, 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 dip. Ay, grateful, so grateful, thankful. I thank him. All praises to him. Watch you in the movies. Your clothes gon' sweat them out. If you love, y'all let it out. And let's get wild. We got a praise like a going out of style. You gotta let them know that you're who will run the show. I can feel it in my bones. Watch me get down on the floor. Let me do my dance some more.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Julie on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love doctor going live on the radio. 2 mics and a mind on the radio. Radio, turned up 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 on the radio. 2 mics and a mind. 2 mics and a mind. 2 mics and a mind. 2 mics and a mind.
All right. We're back.
We are back.
Thank you for the donations over the break. We really, really appreciate it. So kind. Thank you. Now we are going to move into our show because I don't have my notes with me right now. But it's okay. Did you guys hear about China starting to worry that TikTok has made Americans even dumber than they intended?
That is.
I heard about that.
Me too, and I think they surpassed their. I think it's happening.
What's wrong with it though?
What's right?
What's wrong with it?
Yeah, I'm just curious.
I think brain is a muscle. The brain is a muscle, and people are not using it.
Okay,
I like that. Brain is a muscle. People ain't going to the gym using it, huh?
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
They're being brain lazy.
So let me ask you something. So what about the people that have created this awesome content, made money from it? give people, a lot of people use TikTok to educate people on things. Like if I wanted to do something on skincare, I do a little TikTok, get information, and somebody inform them, then they buy my product. So that is not so dumb.
Yeah, but I feel like people are finding things so easy now that they're not searching, they're not studying, they're not looking for it. They find it on TikTok. So now it's convenient, but it's not allowing you to grow mentally. It's my opinion. I feel like a lot of people lack common sense, and it's because of the world we're living in.
And TikTok contributes to that, huh?
Yeah, I've been a proponent against social media on a lot of ends, except for business.
Fact.
I mean, entertainment. Yeah, if it's got you're a comedian, you're doing something, some of the stuff that people are doing is just belittling, just any intelligence whatsoever. Yeah. And then you got everybody trying to do the dumbest thing. They try to hopefully get 1 million views so you get a check. Now, 1 million views ain't nothing because I was out on YouTube when it first came out. Somebody put me on there. I used to get so many hits.
It did.
It was information. You had people did crazy stuff as well. But most of the time, people went on. It was like, man, informational. Right. It turned from information to you can find out what I think how you can rape a girl and get away with it. Just the stuff that you give him. Of course, we know who's searching for somebody. People that's sick. So of course, it feeds a bad narrative for people on a lot of ends. But hey, for people that I do music, I'm an actor, actress, I do this, and I'm talent. Some stuff people do. Get on here and shoot somebody. Get on here and commit suicide. For hits you'll never see. So it's like people do the dumbest things. And TikTok was coming, and I mean, China dumbed themselves. They people were using. They do you'll find just as many foreigners on TikTok. And you'll find over here more people in China than in several countries put together, United States included. But at the end of the day, that's just the intelligence of the people. If you don't, and I think we lost the real core end of what we do, having a sense of purpose. Years ago when I was a kid, you like getting on business was a big accomplishment. So I have my business, I have my own business. I moved from this and I got my own business. I own something. But now, I mean, they just giving people stuff. Like they just create a business. They ain't even a business, just create, what's supposed to be entertainment. They ain't even entertaining, it's more sick. And it really just shows the ignorance of the people more than they show, hey, you funny, entertaining, you're knowledgeable, you're informational, all these different things we should be getting, we're not getting. But, and you can see more people being drawn into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So something that I wanted to share with you that I found kind of interesting is contrary to popular demand, and you guys might already know this, but the FCC commissioner, he was calling out TikTok because he was saying that it's Chinese spyware and he wants it pulled from the mobile apps. He literally posted on Twitter saying, hey, TikTok is not just another video app that's the sheep's clothing, but it actually harvests, sensitive data and all different types of things. Some of the user agreements that they make you sign as far as TikTok, they actually you have to give them permission to access every single thing in your phone, from your contacts, all your sensitive information, passwords, all that stuff. You literally give them access to everything, and that in itself to me would make someone like ill-informed, because they don't know exactly what all they're doing and what it actually is. So it's more than just people, acting absurd on social media for 10 seconds. It's actually all this privacy agreements and things like that. What do y'all think about this? What the FCC commissioner is saying?
What about it was a person who been crying this out before the commission went on Twitter and put this on, and that person will be me. I explained to everybody that 5G was Russia. Russia downloads everybody information. Amazing. That's why this is the dumbest war, dumbest hate movement. 5G that everybody moved to these countries, it comes from Russia. So Russia already gets your information off your phone. Yet they still all these people tell, hey, get rid of this technology. I had an alarm. I got some alarms, a couple cars where I had. I could just crank my car from my phone from anywhere in the world. turn lights, whatever, see where my car is at anywhere in the world. And they made me get rid of my this part of here, this component. They say everything's 5G. You can't use it anymore. They forcing you into going this 5G program. And I say that to come back around what you're saying about TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I know I said it, loudly. That TikTok downloads all your information on your phone. I mean, China has all your information. And this is the thing what people will say. But why you worry about it? If you ain't doing nothing illegal, it ain't about them doing nothing illegal. Whether people know it or not, they have a right to do that too. That's why they got laws. If there's a law against it, then it's a law. Right? So it's certain thing, or it goes along with the law. So there are laws in play for a reason. And people, it needs to be a certain area of, where they can't just intrude. And you just giving up all your information for the sake of you having it. So if you want to take something from me, it's just ludicrous and retarded. It's unfortunate that people don't see that way. You have the right and the freedom. It's like the Fourth Amendment. Like the average person of color wouldn't be privy to understanding why it's important to understand what's your constitutional rights and your amendments. What the came in to fulfill what the Constitution did. They felt like didn't cover it concretely. They felt like they did with those other amendments. But you have the right, withstand against illegal search and seizure. The law actually just says that a man home, you would say that, man, this is my home, this is my castle. That's actually the premise that was built on the that your home is your castle. They can't just intrude to come in your house, even with a warrant. Someone has to assign to. Let me tell you some things that people have missed that. And why Trump pushed them, and people pay attention. He threatened to pull the Fourth Amendment. See, if you look at it, he could pull up the Fourth Amendment, and also proves that as well. There has to be a credible witness. So when they pull this stuff like we have, secret information we can't reveal, we can't do, you can't get a warrant. All these things were for your protection. They can't just say, I'm going to get a warrant to do something. Someone has to clarify, say, I've seen this is done. It was actually set to protect you against government Gestapos just busting in when they felt like. Go ahead, tell them the Fourth Amendment say.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The Fourth Amendment, the right of the people to secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures should not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by the oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized.
With me, while they're watching him, when people make some statement that people of color won't pay attention to, you can do everything, but you need to know enough about things to where people just don't run over you or find you just completely oblivious to it. You know what I'm saying? There needs to be some knowledge, and that's not. Now, this is what you look at. If he put a Fourth Amendment on them. If you came in my house and you alone, doctor, know about where a couple of things were. Now, if they came in my house with a warrant later on, down the road later, and they have a warrant to search that exact place, don't you think I'm already looking at you and knowing you had to tell them that?
Absolutely.
Now, say you didn't or whatever, but this comes down to a point where they're going to have to bring forth their witnesses.
Right.
Even from the book, when Shaul, who they call Paul, he told them, not with them, and one of the other writers, they spoke that, does our law condemn a man? You got to have a witness to what you're saying. And they take a lot of these things from the writings, the scrolls, and they've taken those premises where someone needs to come up and say, I've seen it, I testified to get this warrant. And that's what they're trying to do now, so they can find out who's the corporate, who's the undercover in his group. He know the only way they could have came in, and that warrant limited at certain places to take things, somebody had to tell them what it was. Somebody had to see what it was, and they had to go before the judge under oath and testify it was there. So he's telling them, I'm looking at the Fourth Amendment, meaning You're not going to get away with this. I have the right. You came in my house and searched something. I need to know what made you come in here and search it. How did you know? Where your witness is? Because somebody had to testify this so I can see who it is. They can say, it don't change what they did. Yeah, in a way, it's going to show who's in his camp. He's going to know who did what. And that's going to link some other people together. They're trying to keep them from knowing anything until they get destroyed.
Yeah.
There's bigger games involved than what we all know.
Of course.
These are
Speaking
two
of
old white men.
Which one?
What's it say?
No, go ahead. I said which ones? Biden and Trump.
That under older white men with the old premise mind of they tit for tat. He went at Hillary and her organizational group, Soros. They strike back at him. This is how they all do it. And the people in the middle are all of us. The people that pay the higher gas prices, the people that get into, the losing a home, wake up these, bringing in 84,000 IRS workers for what? What aren't they collecting? Who owes them that they just let get away? It's the IRS.
Nobody.
These people come to your funeral. If you owe enough money, they come to your funeral. They'll come to make sure that you. That's the truth. They have to make sure you're dead. You owe enough money, they got to come to your funeral.
Wow.
Yeah. Speaking about Trump, I have a question for you guys. I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but Trump buried his ex-wife in his house so that he can be tax-free on the payments of.
No.
Yeah, I was reading some news like that, but I didn't get to read it all, and I was like,
I don't believe that.
Can you search that, Love Doctor, real quick? He buried his ex-wife so that he can be exempt from certain taxes. Because that's crazy.
Look up on the light your pants on fire. Not you, whoever told you that.
I read it.
Oh,
yes, man. No.
Yeah. Somebody said he buried.
Was there some other cartoons? Was it cartoons on that paper?
It's true. Then he did do that. That is crazy.
I tell you what, is in your opinion, is Newsweek a credible source of information?
Yeah.
Somebody said that he buried. Oh, okay. There it is.
According to Newsweek, it says Donald Trump and Ivana's burial tax break. What do we know and what we don't know? When photos revealed that Ivana Trump, the former president's wife, had been buried on a golf course that he owns, some commenters expressed shock at the sparsity of her final resting place. I guess apparently there's a dispute. The site appeared rather meager given the renown, ostentation. I don't even know what that word means.
Well,
but it's a lot of big words in this article. But at the end of the day, this is the golf course, and that's his wife, and that's what they're saying right there. Yeah. So the truth is, I guess apparently she did get buried on the golf course that he owns.
That's insane. He's crazy. That's too much.
So whoever Brooke Harrington is, apparently Brooke Harrington made this particular comment. Can y'all see that?
Yeah. As a tax researcher, I have skeptical the rumors in that pile of dirt. I don't know. I just don't believe it. I don't know. It's just hard to believe that she didn't have these affairs taken already set for some reason and to be in a cemetery. So.
Because supposedly cemeteries are exempt from certain taxes or tax free.
Look, so and that's what she's showing right here. It's showing receipts now. It's showing the cemetery right here for the funerals. I guess apparently cemetery, the funeral, New Jersey taxes. And she even highlighted it.
Have a tombstone.
Cemetery company means an individual corporation partnership, blah, 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 blah. And the exemptions is real property taxes on lands dedicated to cemetery purposes. Oh, snap. You don't have to pay property taxes. Property taxes are exempt if you have a dead body on it. Oh, snap.
And then
that way.
Yeah.
Whoa. Y'all
that way I can see. Okay, now I got it. I thought it was like he did that. He buried her there so he wouldn't pay taxes for her burial. But it's a
for his house, for the property.
Got it. I didn't hear that part. All right. Yeah.
But the whole thing will be as well.
How far is he?
He
Hey, that's pretty smart right there. That's smart. That's gangster.
I don't know.
It worked no more than one end. It worked out for the kids too, no doubt. See, when they show us stories, they'll just show us Donald Trump buried ex-wife in backyard to get tax break. So that's gonna draw you to the story and know that makes absolutely no sense that his kid would have gone for that. It's their mother, it's his ex-wife.
Right.
He wouldn't have a say.
Right.
Absolutely none. Those are his 3 kids' mother. These are not babies, which means it works on both ways. Yes, a tax break, but at least she'll be here. You don't have to go to another cemetery to see her. All the way around. It gave them private access to her. It's there, you know, even though it's on a golf course, you know, it's memorial to her. He getting a tax break. The kids can see their mother anytime there instead of going to a public open place with other dead bodies.
Right. It's private.
Yep.
And people do that all the time. They buy burial plots right there on their own property. And a lot of churches, they have all these burial plots right there on the church property.
Churches don't need, but you know what? Churches don't need that. Churches 501Cs are already. So it's not a benefit. The only reason a church would do it, because years ago, that's what people would always bury people. You took them to the church. You felt it was sacred. So any ground that the church was on was sacred, considered sacred. So that you would put and trust people that felt like this will be their final resting place here at such and such church, you know, assembly, and that's what people feel like their surrender comes in.
Tom, would you bury me behind your house?
Not at all. I would want my my third wife to get drunk and walk out there and piss on your grave. My kids would be mad.
My man, you gotta live it.
You just don't want me to have a short walk, because I will hunt y'all.
I appreciate your honesty.
Not the third.
Appreciate your honesty. But you know what? When you the president,
like to be buried in the backyard so that whoever comes next knows that I was there.
Wow.
What do you think?
Wow. Let me tell you something, man. When it's all said and done, no matter whatever Trump do, people gonna hate on him.
I'm just staying in my bed with my drawers and my t-shirt. I'm gonna be in my bed with my drawers and t-shirt on, the wire beat on. So whoever come to my house after that, I'm already him. You need to keep moving.
Maybe I wouldn't play you like that.
You won't sleep in this bed. What?
That's hilarious.
I'm just saying, you won't sleep in this bed.
Everything be
That's tight.
And when I mess up myself, don't clean me up either. I ain't worried about being embarrassed.
Everything be new.
Wow. Roy Kadai say Ivana built the Trump brand, not done. I don't know how he figured that when his last name is Trump. If it weren't for him, it wouldn't be no brand. His last name is Trump.
No. You can have a last name, but they don't have to have a brand. You can have a brand. Somebody can build it. Though.
Listen, if the man's last name wasn't Trump, how she gonna build a Trump brand?
I built a Smith brand.
No, you did. You helped improve it. The brand was already there. You got on the team. The Smith brand was already there. That's why you got on the team. That's Smith brand. You showed up.
He was nothing. I made him.
Let me tell you something.
I was something. He was nothing.
Let me tell you something. The Smith brand was so fire
that made
you get rid of whatever your last name is. We wouldn't even know what your last name was because it wasn't that important. Wasn't that going on with that brand? That's what it is.
I have been Smith longer than I had my maiden name. That is true. But I actually built it.
We can erase all them first 22 years of your life. You can throw that in the trash. It don't even matter.
Don't even care. Don't mean nothing.
You throw it.
That's why I built the brand.
Listen, let me ask you, if we took away 22 and you were of that other name, would you still be grown?
No.
I ain't gonna get you. I got you grown.
Tony,
Hold on a minute. It took you from birth to 22 years to be who you used to be. I took you from that.
I made you what you are. Oh my God.
22 years away. I got her a Phoenix University degree. I got an Ashland University. I got her sitting over here in laps of luxury, and then she can come here in my lap and get the 2 minutes. So don't play.
Yes,
I got her David all the way home.
Yes,
That's what I'm
sir.
talking about. That's how much time I
Go
don't
get
put
it,
on.
girl. Go get it, girl.
I feel like you
That's 2
improved each
minutes.
other, right?
Anyway,
Not go down in 2 minutes.
Listen, if you take away the 22
no,
that she had before that, she can start over and still be grown. That's how long I got to raise her up.
Oh,
You know,
man.
I can raise them up.
Wow. Well, speaking of raising up, in the news, we got a lot of people out here in these streets, they hating. And why they hating? They always hating on the president. Y'all talk about President Trump and how many people hating on him. Well, lately in the news, we got something new. We got somebody hating on Joe Biden. And here's the reason why they hating on Joe Biden. Take a look.
Usually, Congress grants the Department of Education will forgive $10,000 in outstanding federal student loans.
Can y'all hear the volume?
In addition, students who come from low-income families, which allowed them to qualify to receive a Pell Grant, will have their debt reduced to $20,000. Both of these targeted actions are for families who need it the most. Working and middle-class people hit especially hard during the pandemic, making under $125,000 a year. All this means people can finally crawl out from under that mountain of debt, to get on top of their rent and their utilities, to finally think about buying a home or starting a family or starting a business. And by the way, when this happens, the whole economy is better off. Now, understand not everything I'm announcing today is going to make everybody happy. Something is too much. Something is too little. But I believe my plan is responsible and fair. It focuses the benefit on middle class and working families. It helps both current and future borrowers, and will fix a badly broken system.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for.
Oh.
Y'all see exactly what time it is. Look at that right there. I want to know, why are so many people hating on this particular issue? I have seen that it's crazy how many people hating on it. First of all, it's the people who it don't even affect. They the one that hating on it.
That's why.
I don't understand why you should be happy sometimes, because us who are actually going to benefit from it, that's a good thing and that's something positive. Why would you hate on that? Yeah. Talk to me. Hit up the comments. Y'all want y'all to call in. Let's talk about it. Talk to me, Dr. Joe. What say you?
Listen, anything that can help me with the student loans, I'm happy with. Would I be happier if it was a 50%? Yes, I would. However, I take what he's giving. Nobody's ever given anything in the past. Yeah. I don't like this president, right? I don't like most of the presidents. I don't like, just to be honest with you. But he's doing something, so I'm just going to say thank you so much. Give me my money. And that's all I'm saying. I'm very thankful that he's doing that. Regardless of what president it is, I'm thankful that it's happening because we have debts to pay.
Talk to me, Tuli. What say you, girl?
First of all, let me start by saying I'm really worried about Joe Biden.
No, you're not.
Yes,
no, you're not.
I am. Let me tell you.
You're not.
When I just I was like, oh, I feel so sorry for him. He is just like, his health is declining. He is getting so old. And it's
listen. How can you possibly care about somebody who you never even met?
No person.
First of all, I can do that because I'm that type of person. I don't have that stress in my life. So I have a lot of room for caring.
Excuse me.
So
you're a terrible nurse. She don't have any care. That's why she couldn't be a nurse.
Are you serious?
Terrible bedside manner. Terrible. As a kid. Grow up. She will leave you laying right there, but she'll want you to be there for her.
No.
She let her kid grow up on their knee and tell me, hey, go. No.
I would do my best to get that done. I've dealt with people throwing up before. Not my best, but in times of emergencies, I'm there. I know how to show up and do my job. But
okay.
I think I'm very grateful that he did that. And I think that was a very kind gesture. I think it was.
It was not a kind gesture.
He was backlash, but it's still kind.
He let a lot of blacks down. He shot a lot of banks in the foot to do this, but how they're gonna make their money is on the back end because they're gonna come back and tax the people. Look what he told everybody to do. Now you can start doing what? Paying your light bill and your rent. That's how he convinced them to do it.
Well,
Look, he never associated with now you can start building wealth. Now you can start see they're never giving you nothing, they're coaching you into what you need to start doing. I will get this bill out of the way, but I need you to go ahead and pay this bill, but this is hurting us. You know what I'm saying? I need you to go ahead and pay your mortgage, go ahead and pay your light bill. Go buy, now you go get houses. Go buy a house because now you tax free.
But I think
that's how they're gonna get you. And the bank's gonna get their money back. Who's giving loan for home? It's a banks.
Yeah.
Financial institutions gonna get their money back on home buyers.
What'd you say, Dr. Joe?
I feel like people should pay their light bills and their mortgage, but I think education should be free. I don't even know why they're charging for education. If they want doctors out there, nurses, whatever we need, professionals. So then why are they charging us to go to school? And on top of that, we have to, at least in doctors and certain careers, we have to work for free for like a year. So I feel like education should be for free. My only question was like, if we are bad economically in the world, where is this money coming from? But then again, we were giving a lot of money for free during the pandemic, and we don't know where this money was coming from. So, I mean, we're just keep on getting
the debt. They printed money, put money out here on that one. That was a smart move on every country because every country was collapsing. And they told everybody first, the fear was everybody need to go home. Go home. Don't come out. Don't come. They were like, oh, blank. The wrong people at home. We need healthcare work. We need firefighter. We need other people to stay in because we got too many sick people all on hospital. And then they realized it put them in a strain. They had to run, grab people. Some of the people, look, I'm walking off. I'm scared of it. I ain't working. I quit. Then you pull people out of residency and who wasn't ready, hadn't passed the state, and then you gave them licenses. You needed them. So a lot of people walked into a lot of free stuff. People were given driver's license. Cause they were like, man, nobody, I'm not getting to call with you. I'll take your word. How long you had to learn? I had about 15 years. Okay, 20, 15 years. They gave you a license when you don't even drive.
Let me tell you this. Ultimately, I think one thing that kind of got my attention about the whole ordeal is it's almost like it's okay for people to say, hey, it's a bad decision, but I was just looking at how many people were totally disgusted in terms of like if someone benefits from it, they're like looking at those people saying, why y'all happy that y'all getting some relief? You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things like, hey, I kind of think that some of it, and the other take was that I heard is they're saying that this right here is not a reward for people who actually paid off their student loan debts. Mm-hmm. Saying, hey, if you're someone and you paid off your student loan debts, then this right here is a slap in the face. Why pay it off if you knew you were gonna get it, $10,000, $20,000 off the price?
Can't see that, yeah.
That's what he's saying. But my response to that is, so basically, you're pretty much saying that a store should never run a sale on any of their products. Right. As a matter of fact, get rid of Black Friday and everything. Because I just bought this flat screen TV. And next week it's on sale for 50% off. Oh, that's bad. Oh, you shouldn't do that. The people shouldn't be happy that it's 50% off. That makes no sense. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. What y'all think about that?
Selfishness, I feel like, in a way. It is. Because when people were getting checks because they had 5 kids, I was happy for them. I don't have children. Yeah. But I'm happy that they're getting money. I wasn't like, well, we out here paying tax. No. I'm happy for you guys. Take what is yours. Now,
you need it. Mm-hmm.
We should be happy for each other, but I feel like a little bit of selfishness.
Yeah, it is selfishness going on. There's a lot going on out there in these streets. I just think that ultimately, if you non-white in this world, things are not gonna go the way that you want them to go. So you kind of gotta just learn how to catch the tail end of whatever type of benefit that may actually be detrimental in the long run. You kind of just got to take that relief for what it is. For instance, there's a lot of school of thoughts in regards to reparations. This right here by no shape, size, or form should take place or substitute reparations. However, some folks can say, hey, it might be a little temporary benefit to a degree. In terms of actual degrees, because when we look at degrees in general, most of them are bad deals. Over 75% of students who get a college degree, they don't even work in the field they got their degree in. So then all this debt, and it's a bad deal. And the reality of the matter is that if you are a student, the mindset from the year that you're 18 to when you're in your 30s and 40s or whatever the case may be is totally different. And one thing that I think someone in their 40s would never do, some in their 30s would never do, is that was they would go and take out a loan and don't receive anything tangible in return for this loan. In other words, think about it. Education is the only field where they can literally give you nothing, an idea, and they can get you in a lot of debt. You get it 50, 60, 70, $100,000 worth of debt, and you literally have nothing to show for it. Versus if someone did go and get a house they couldn't afford, at least they got a house. Someone got a car they couldn't afford, at least they have a car, at least they have something tangible. There's no way you can tell an adult 30, 40, 50 something years old, hey, take out this loan and you're literally going to get nothing in return. I'm going to impart knowledge into your mind that's going to ultimately, that's dumb to even say it. It's a bad deal.
Yeah.
Like I said, the game meant to be sold, not told.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna open me up a school, doggone. I need to open me up.
I do recommend people to go to tech school. So if you do open a school, I say, listen, go free and make more money, and you will be less stressed, less debt free. And I mean, people choose what they want, but the reality is that it's better to spend less money on education.
Yeah.
Well, I guess everything is about how people kind of encompass it. Look at it, it's terrible that people, you think about it, you basically sit down and somebody teach you a trade, teach you a hustle, pimping, selling dope, and then you kick money back for learning that trade to go out and perform it. Some people just not good at it. So of course, I put this much on education. It's so much that need to be taught and told to a student, the whole time you've grown them from elementary, middle school to high school on what they're actually getting themselves into, why it's important to pick the right field. And then, as a parent, as a guardian, whoever, that shepherds over the child, should, look at the type of person you are and what you're trying to do. A lot of parents are just as responsible as they're home, gotten degrees, then work in the fields, but they, stay studious. What kind of student were they before that? What kind of person were they before that? That you let them take this bonehead brain, in this loan and spend this money behind them and pushing them, and they weren't a pusher before. A lot of this could have been avoided through parenting. Something your child got here, so it's a lot of work. I think they going with that school in college and realize you got a ton of work and a ton of responsibility. And when you play behind the door, you just lost that. So it's just too much that's not being scared. I think a lot of people look at it different. So some kids you got to look at it and just know college. You need to start looking at trade. And I'm going to show you how to do this, the trade, the skill. We just throw them two places we typically, I think, throw our kids, and that's, besides in the military and college.
Yeah.
We send our kids to the military that don't the dispatches. Everybody before that places.
Yeah.
And then some of the institutions that, remember, we couldn't even get into. It was forbidden for blacks. And now they'll let you into these schools and you can come in, you get educated. It's the price over on these community colleges, to push you somewhere, because it's not people say, I got just as good of an education. If you went to college and just got, it's knowing and meeting people to help you. They do. They know the college well. They know people who are astute, that know other people that connect up there with moving around, getting the job, best ideas, the whole nine. When all you have is you learn, you don't know anybody, you can't for around that. If all you got is what you go put on paper and people don't get far, you have to be able to say, this is me, you know me, I know such and such. They already know them, you know how to bring in and you move me up. Y'all understand that?
Wow.
Yeah.
So something that I found that was very interesting, and I was reading this while ago, months ago, but it's actually a guy who what he started doing is he actually started taking his money and investing in closed down colleges that had shut down. And he actually ended up starting his own colleges just by owning them and investing into closed down college and shut down colleges, university. He's never been to school or anything, but that's what he actually specializes in. I cannot remember the name of this guy. If y'all in the comment section know the name of this guy who actually does that, definitely put it up and we'll discuss it more. But it just shows the mindset of how, people are constantly capitalizing on education. And that's one way indeed. Very, very creative. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we have a guest. Our guest is the one, the only Confederate 48. Welcome to the show, Confederate 48. How you doing, buddy?
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Can everybody hear me pretty good?
Yes.
Oh, great. Glad to be on tonight. To you, Miss Tooley, Dr. Joe, the one and only Rob Smith, and the love Dr. himself.
Yeah, my man. Yeah.
All right. Just want to make a few comments, if I could. The gentleman that you're talking about, I do not have his name right offhand, but you had made a comment a couple of weeks back pertaining to this individual, and he actually is he bought GCU, which is Grand Canyon University.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Right. It's right here in state Confederate State 48, being Arizona. It's
hold on. Confederate State 48. Hold on one second, if you don't mind. No, Doctor, are you on drugs or something? Reason you keep together? Why? Okay, you good?
Oh, you can hear me loud.
What was his problem?
Oh, you know what? If you can hear me, if y'all can hear me out there, it's because I have a microphone, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
this right here is a professional microphone. Look at it. This is a professional.
That's man, you talk about broadcasting.
Are you ready for the quiet storm?
That's for your whoa.
The quiet storm.
That's
Cincinnati.
Oh.
How's you coming on with the COVID too? I know you were talking. You can finish up. But how you come along?
You know what, Rob, I'm glad you asked. I'm still recovering from it. Because of what I've been through. My immune system it's a little bit lethargic in terms of trying to combat the virus. But they gave me the I think it's called Palaxivit antibiotics or what have you, and it's really helping. I was able to go back to sharecropping today. I'm just trying to make my exit strategy to get out of there, But
so you went to work today?
I wouldn't call it. What do you call it? My goodness, going back to the plantation sharecropping. Yes, sir.
He won't share no profit.
Yes, sir. Rob Smith. Man, there's some stuff I wanted to talk to you about. If given the opportunity, I'm probably going to email you at your on your email. It's pertaining to the Teflon. I know you're familiar with the phylacteries that they talk about. I believe it's in Martial, like 24, something like that. And he talks about how they broaden their phylacteries. I could be wrong if it's Martial 24, but I do know Yahushua talks about it.
Yeah.
And so I kind of want to talk to you about that, but at a later time. I'll probably email you and get your response on it. Okay. Because I'm beyond fed up with these imposters. I finally got banned for the first time, like you have so many times, and it felt quite refreshing just to know people are just that afraid of the truth that they'll ban you from freedom of speech and telling what you can do, not objective truths, but I mean subjective truths, but objective truths. But as you talked about the debt, right? And why people don't like it, you put it plain and simple a while back, and you said because it makes other people feel better about themselves. To see homeless people on the street, it makes rotten people feel better about themselves. You know, it makes them feel as though that they are fixtures in the community and society at the expense of other people's and their downfalls and calamity. Which is, I mean, you know, in itself, that's just unethical, just to say the least. But there was something I wanted to ask Dr. Joe and Ms. Tully specifically, and by you being a man of wisdom, Rod Smith, and you too, Love Doctor, a man of information. This master will not behave today. But oh, here we go. So Miss Tully, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Here's the question, and you know a little bit of everything on Rod Smith. You've done a little bit of everything. So this is gonna be a tough one, but I know that you can pull it. You can bring us home with it. Okay. So here's the question: how do and I believe it's an issue that husbands and wives or men and their significant others should address this as together. I want to talk about how does mental health, menopause affect mental health. I think that's a very intense topic that needs to be discussed, because I believe a lot of times through bad information, no information, and fears, phobias, and just things being taboo in terms of not being able to talk about. And I believe that a lot of times relationships fall apart because there's a lack of understanding and education on subjects such as this. And Miss Tully, you know, you being a seasoned woman, and you just had your I believe it was your 50th birthday last month. And,
yes.
And you know, women, you know, they talk about menopause, and there's different I guess you could call it there's different symptoms of menopause. I heard of like heat flashes, mood swings, you know, things of that nature. And a lot of the time, if the partner, the man, the husband, if they don't understand these symptoms and are able to educate themselves, I believe frustration begins to settle in, because I'm speaking from personal experience. My wife and I, you know, she's I think she may be going through it, but I don't want to misdiagnose her. I don't want to just give that as an excuse and just to say for the behavior and the changes which I'm experiencing with her. And I just want to be able to be an assistance to her, not be critical and judgmental towards her, and you know, and kind of like, you know, attack her morale. But I do want to be able to educate myself and have her educated as well, so it doesn't affect her mentally to the point that it can fracture our relationship, or it can fracture other relationships outside of our marriage. So what's your take on that?
Well, I will say that's a great question, great topic. For me, when I turned 50, this was a very different it was very emotional, and I don't know if it's the fact that I was thinking. I had a lot of thoughts that I have 50 years ahead. I don't know how many I have. I might not even have the next moment. But when you put it numerical form, and you're saying, I don't even have 50 more years. I probably don't have 50 more years ahead. So it could be emotional in that way. And our body goes through a lot of changes. Even before 50 does not the milestone when stuff starts. It's you're in the process of it, starting at 40, sometimes 30s. So it does cause us to have mood swings, irritability, stress. We forget things, and that's all because of our hormones are imbalanced. They're becoming imbalanced. So that's why you get the hot flashes and all the things that we cannot control that happens to us. And that's a lot of things too. And when you're a woman, you're used to having control of things, kind of to a degree. But when you're walking and you're talking and you're doing something, all of a sudden you just get this heat, like you just got put into an oven. You can't control it. You don't know when it's coming. It doesn't tell you, okay, at 12 going to have a heat flash. You don't know where you're going to be. You don't know how long it's going to last, and you can't control it. So that kind of weighs on our mental, that we're in a position that we can't control anything. Not saying that the Most High, not saying that we are over the Most High, but just just being real. That there are things that we can't control and that we have to accept and get used to doing and being. So that's a lot of it with the hormones. Men don't know a lot about that, and that's only because they're not women. So there are things that we have to look out, and if it's something that we could prevent from happening, trust me, we will prevent it from happening. But it definitely takes some understanding and to talk to your partner, because if you just sitting up here and I don't want to tell you, because I don't want you to pick at me, or I want you to think I'm old or look at me a different way because I am older. You need to tell your partner, listen, your husband, I'm going through this, and I just need you to bear with me, because I don't know what's going on. This is something new. I don't know what's going on. People can tell you, girl, yeah, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. It's get hot flashes, but until you experience it yourself, it's a whole nother ball game. But
how
yes,
long does this last? How long do it last?
You don't know how long it lasts. That's the thing. You can do it. You can start as early as still have a cycle and still go through these things, and you still have hot flashes. That's the thing. If we knew how long it lasts or when it started, it'll be a lot easier to accept. But that's the fact. We don't know. We don't know how long it's going to last. We don't know.
Okay. So, man, I guess it could last 3, 4, 5 years, 10 years.
It can.
You just don't know.
Especially depending on when it starts. You can start, like, sometimes you have these little hot flashes in your 30s, or when you turn 40, it's like, oh, and then you still having a cycle, but when your cycle stops at a certain age, depending, I don't know, everybody stops at different ages. So that's another dynamic of it. That you don't have, and then you have to deal with a mental. I don't have a cycle anymore. I can't have any more kids, even though you don't want any more kids. It's just the fact of something you can't control. I can't have a baby if I wanted to have a baby. If I had to get married today and my husband died and he wanted to have, I couldn't give it to my husband. That's a lot of different things that women deal with, and like other people, women take for granted. But yeah. It's a lot.
Interesting stuff. That's some interesting stuff right there. Well, I appreciate the information. Always appreciate you for calling in there, caller.
He wanted to everybody has something to say. Bueno.
Get back from that. That's swell. He having a hot flash.
For me, Tuli said a lot of good information. One of the things that she did say that stood out is, and that I was thinking, women go to different phases in life. And starting from becoming a young lady as a teen, I always say this: men and women are two completely different creatures in the way we think, in the way we act, in the way we feel, just overall. So I think, like she said, understanding, right? Because it's difficult at an early age when you're married to understand this woman and to understand this man. Menopause, I haven't gone through it, but I've seen my mom go through it. I've seen my acquaintances go through it, and I was very amazed at how their reaction on how I didn't understand it then. Now I understand it, because it meant, like Tuli says, imagine not having control of something that comes within you, and now you understand that your womanhood has changed completely. Now you can't have kids. Now it's another completely phase of your life, and you have to be okay with it because that's nature. But it comes with a lot of stress. anxieties. It messes up with your mental. Any changes in life, regardless if you're a man or a woman, it messes up with your mental. So I'm sure if your wife is going through, I don't. You say you're not sure, so maybe just, hey, what's going on? What's happening to you? Because it might not be that, but it might be. So maybe let's go to the doctor and check it out and see what's going on. It might not be that, but if it is, sitting down and tell me what you feel. What can I help you with? And also her understanding that she is going to have certain characteristics where it's going to shock you. So, communication and understanding, definitely, I would say. But women, we do go through a lot of changes, and it's that hormonal stuff that Tuli was talking about. It controls our mental, the way we feel, hormones. It's something incredible that women should study about because it will help them understand themselves. But yeah, I was like Tuli said, understanding. I think every relationship, regardless of what you're going through, it could be a man losing the job or it could be a woman going through menopause. It's communication, understanding, and trying to find a solution together rather than being lost into what's going on in their relationship.
Can I add something too? There's a phase which I didn't know about. There's a phase that starts early. It's called perimenopausal. It's just like when you start having irregular cycles. So she may have a woman will have irregular cycles before the actual cycles stop, which is menopause. And I wouldn't say if she's acting a certain way to say, "Are you going through menopause?" Because it sounds like it's a bad thing. And if it's a bad thing, I can't help the bad thing. It makes me feel bad that it's a bad thing. It's something that we just cannot control, and help. So just know that if it may be a time where that perimenopausal part starts when it's like your cycle is erratic, it's irregular. You have a cycle, you might not have a cycle. If you have one in 12 months, you're still not menopausal. You don't have it for a consecutive 12 months. So if she has it 1 out of the 12, she's not menopausal, but it's perimenopausal. So she's going through the phase where she's having irregular cycles. And then after 12 months, then if she doesn't have a cycle, then she'll be full. Usually it's full menopause. But don't use it as something bad and saying, "Are you menopausal because your hormones are all over the place?" Da, 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 da.
And it's funny too because men do use those terms where you going through your cycle, or you menopausal, and we act like no, but it's a little offensive too, because it's like, right. Sorry, I can't help to have. I didn't even know why I was crying yesterday, and it's because I was about to be in this phase of my life. So. Yeah, understanding the difference is like a man is a man and a woman is a woman, and we don't want to kind of, make it seem bad because that's how the Most High created us. And I feel like the world makes our characters as a woman or our characters as a man, kind of like we belittle these things where you're a man, you're gonna act like this. You're a woman, you're gonna act like this. But hey, there has to be a balance in everything.
Well, I tell you what, speaking of balance, I want to appreciate everybody. Thank you to Confederate 48 for calling in. We got to get ready for the next segment of the show.
Well, we got time. We got time. Tony, did you have something to add to that? We got time.
And wrap it around his neck and head about 15 times. I think what was said was it was good. I think it's good for people to know the information. About menopause and how it actually affect women, and it's good to know because there are a lot of women, and I think it's good that women talk about it, speak about it, and be open about it, and that takes away a lot of the unknowing by the men, because a lot of things about it, men don't know because it's not a thing that men do. Women spend so much time putting on makeup and big hats and all kind of fancy stuff to cover up the person inside, that when the mental changes, sometimes it becomes unrecognizable to the man until it's to a later part where it's listed part of this marriage, you crazy, you psycho, you committed, and then it becomes violent because every person is different, with how much they can deal with. Now, for the record, this ain't been meant to the problem about me saying you menopausal, You know, I had she hot, just cut that down. I know what to do, cut that down, cut it up. That's just it. She get over whatever it is. It's just we human, but we don't out each other. So therefore, we almost seem like foreign creatures. And then you probably compact what she's dealing with the menopausal situation with the fact of with dealing with your health recovery. That's got to be real fearful. In a couple, two went in the hospital. She was in there for some days. You got to think about it. Eventually we will get to that point where one of us will eventually go before the other. Maybe, how unlikely we go together, but when that time comes, you look at it, this is a phase. You have to think about it as the older you get. So you start dealing with cancer operations and major surgeries, and people needing care and can't walk. And it's scary. On top of if she is dealing with menopause or perimenopausal. So I think it's good that it needs to be forums where people can talk and people can learn how to deal with each other, because you got stuff you're dealing with. You're dealing with your health. You got to deal with your mortality, your spirituality. It might look like her. I'm doing everything like you thinking you're doing what you're doing. I appreciate it, but my mind is more toward now I need to make sure where I'm going when I do. This has become a reality. And I'm grateful to the Most High, you recovering and doing well. But for all of us, when the events that happen in our life, it's trauma for everybody. We just all deal with trauma differently. So I'm sure it's got to be a lot dealing with the, menopausal part, or wherever it might be necessary, being dealing with word about you. Like now you got to be separated, and then it's like, wow, how long my life gonna be like this? Nobody signed when we can all agree these marriages. You say, yeah, for better for it. Nobody was thinking I'm gonna be in a hospital visiting somebody, days in, days out, sleeping in here, out or whatever it is. Nobody, you think if it is, that'd be like 100 years from now. But that is a reality, and then it makes everybody sit back to consider where you are and where you need to be from the ruach and from the spiritual, because nothing is guaranteed to really give it to us like people told us. So I definitely appreciate it. And hopefully that puts insight on what we were talking about. Help to kind of, think about, hey, letting them know, hey, I'm there for you, you're there for me. We'll get through it. We talk. I think that's something very nice to have.
We'll get through it. Yeah.
Yes, right. Great question.
Yeah.
Love Dot, did you have anything to add?
Oh, yeah, absolutely had something to add. I think that's a great question. I think a lot of people know about stuff. I'm taking this in. This is something that obviously I'm unfamiliar with, and being I'm unfamiliar with, I was more so listening more than inclined to speak. However, I will say communication is the key to the nation. So your original question was, how can you know, more so along the lines, you want to be educated about it, but it sounds like your wife may be, showing symptoms in your opinion. I would just say it's all about communication. And definitely taking on these advice and tools. I appreciate you for opening up and sharing your side of the story. I know that was difficult, but I appreciate you opening up. I said our counseling sessions are starting to, really, really help. And that's why I keep you in the therapy. You did a
It is
great
quite
job. She did a great job. I'm just really, really proud of you too, Dr. Joe. The counseling is definitely paying off. This is what I am. I am indeed a certified life coach. I have everything except a license, which is not
All
that
his
important.
people, everybody on his team is dead. Certified light coach.
So what I want to do is just hats off to you again, Confederate State 48. And I'm doing my research, and I want to challenge you on a little piece of homework, because while you were talking, I was doing some digging. This is about the Grand Canyon University. That's exactly the guy that I'm referring to. I cannot find his name. If you can help me out, do some research, and most high willing to see you back next week, definitely provide that information. I'd be most appreciative. That being said, we here at Two Mics of Mine. We salute you. We want you to continue to listen in. If you want to join the next segment, we're going to go ahead and remove you from the screen, because we have a new segment that's coming up. And this segment right here is really, really hard, really, really hot. Really, really, people's been requesting this guy. They've been requesting this particular song that he has. I was trying to do whatever I can to get him onto the show. And I got him on the show. But before I introduced him, I want you to hear one of his clips. That being said, here we go. The one, the only, the J Rich. Let's do it.
Yehudi gang till death. It's a movement.
Yeah. J Rich. YG, we back. How we roll? Huh? This is how we roll. Huh? This is how we roll. Stand 10 toes down, never fold. We don't fold. Only here for the saving of our souls. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. Ask for your help, now I get it on our own. Navigation set and our destination home. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. They desire to get the sheep in these city streets. Wanna see you slack and get caught lacking, you getting fleeced. Wolves on the hunt, they found Yahusha sending meat. He became the meal and yet still was a centerpiece. I paint the picture you call, I'm making it clear. Dinner was on it too, they was stripped naked, they stared. Only way this could happen, they table was made a snare. Accomplish the things Dawood already said in prayer. Where 6th division of Tahalim, it was written. By the mouth of our great Nabaim, yeah, he pinned it. Shaul came and confirmed, gotta be second witness. No excuse for the world where Elohim can condemn it. Yeah, look, every eye gonna see him and I believe it. They start, hit the scene in his night elected. The heathens eternal fire, he heated. They crying and they bereaving. Drive by on that cloud, we riding and screaming. This is how we roll. Stand 10 toes down, never fold. We don't fold. Only here for the saving of our souls. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. Ask for your help, now I get it on our own. Navigation set and our destination home. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. Sleepy niggas go and take your neck. The main ones who be saying they don't take all that. Be the same ones hating, they be fake or cat. Because Yahusha gave his life and he ain't draw back. That's how we roll. Every decision about his soul, but the world don't give a f. Them niggas out of control. For me, I go consider get wisdom out of the scroll. Don't wanna burn when I get up, be kicked up out of his foe. Yeah. And since my sight is limited, hard to see like driving at night out of that tinted whip. But I got a preacher who make it plain. My vision fits, easy to follow and read. That's good penmanship. It's benefits that come with serving the land. What it be? Eternal Kai, I won't burn in the end. Might catch me on 20, I'm swerving the bins. But in this lane, the only thing I be curving is sin. This is how we roll. Stand 10 toes down, never fold. We don't fold. Only here for the saving of our souls. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. Ask for your help, now I get it on our own. Navigation set and our destination home. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. This is how we roll.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. The one, the only, the J Rich. Come on in, J Rich. What it do, man?
What's up? What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Oh, man, I tell you what, man. The song right there is hot. This is how we roll. What inspired that song right there?
So what inspired it? Well, I'm gonna give you a little backdrop on it, right? So I remember Preacher wanted to kind of do a song. He actually wanted to do a song about how we do stuff in the synagogue, right? Like about breaking down how we work on the soundboard or how the ushers work, stuff like that. We never got around to that song as of yet. I guess we probably still end up doing it in the future. But when I came across that beat, I was like, well, let's kind of just do how we roll as Yehudi gang in general. So once I found that beat, and when I seen the title of that song, the title of the beat was actually called How I Roll. So I kind of went with the beat, took the cadence, and I was like, well, I could be like, this is how we roll. And I came up with that hook. And there we go. That's how we got the whole song from there.
Man, I tell you what, man, that thing right there is amazing, man. When I heard that song right there, I was really, really impressed. It got a nice beat to it. It's really, really catchy. You know what I'm saying? Looking in the comment section, we got Liz saying that she dancing the whole time. That thing is on, man. That thing right there is really, really hot, man. How long you been rapping for?
Synagogue or just in general?
Oh, you've been
okay.
No, tell me about the history. Hold on, tell me the whole history about it. Okay. Go ahead.
Nah, I kind of started taking it serious when I was 16, I would say. So ever since from 16 up until now, so that give you about 22 years.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How did you come with the name Jay Rich?
that's just shortened up my name. First name Jahi, took that J. Last name Richardson, I shortened that, so Jay Rich.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Well, that right
sir.
there, spot on, man. That's definitely spot on right there. I know you kind of got this East Coast style. I can kind of hear it like that East Coast vibe. Is that where you from, the East Coast?
Where you from?
We grew up in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Grew up there 18 years of my life, so that's what y'all hear.
Boss, son. I tell you what, so how was the transition? Because I imagine when you were 16, you definitely not rapping about the things you're rapping about now. So overall, how was that transition?
At first, it was kind of hard because you just rap out there. You just rapping about anything, like anything goes. So when transitioning over here, when you try to kind of keep it straight down the middle, as they say, that was a little transition. Just trying to just rap about the book, or rather be your life, and then just talking about how your life transitioned over from what you used to do out in the world over into here. So it started off as hard, but now since we've been doing it, I've been doing it at least for about 6 years now, being in the synagogue. So it comes a little easier, I would say now. But at first it was hard.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Man, so like typically I know different artists, they got writer's block, and sometimes they take all year to write one song. And other times they said it just flow, and they just, in 1 week they got like 5-6 songs they write. Do you experience any things like that?
Yeah, I can run in the writer's block from time to time. Lately, I haven't. I've at least been able to drop a song at least once a month, or once every 2 months maybe. But yeah, I'm pretty sure after a while I'm gonna start running out of lyrics, and I might get writer's block. I might have to come back, regroup, and then get back to it. But it will happen from time to time. I think it happens to all of us here.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, now that's interesting right there. You kind of got a wide variety of different songs and stuff, because I've actually looked at some of your catalog. First of all, tell people, how many albums do you have?
Album wise, three EPs, and then the rest are gonna be all singles. But there are at least 3 EPs that I have right now, all on Bandcamp.
Man, and the stuff that you do on there, it is really, really amazing.
I appreciate it.
You just have something that's really, really intriguing. I actually listened to one of your songs. You actually got a song where it seemed kind of it sounded like it was an opera or something like that going on in the background or whatever. Did you have like an orchestra and all that going on in the background? What was that? That was very interesting right there.
That was Y'all Take Us Back, produced by our own Love Doctor.
What? Oh, hold on. What did you say? What now?
that was called Y'all Take Us Back. That was produced by our very own, the Love Doctor himself.
Oh man, see, hey man, I wanted to keep that on the low. You know what I mean? Just keep people don't realize all the different things I do in the background. You know what I'm saying, man? We got a lot of stuff going on, man. Overall, was that one of the more challenging tunes for you to take a listen to and try in that particular one, since it was so far out of your regular East Coast vibe?
That definitely was a challenge, and me and you actually, we collabed on that together, and with the help of you and just me collabing, going back and forth, that came out to be a great song. But it was a challenge though, because that was definitely outside of my range.
Hey man, well, you hit it out the park, man. You definitely wonderful guy to work with in the studio. He's very humble fella. He definitely is interested in trying different things and a wide variety of stuff, man. Tell us about some new stuff you got coming up next.
Well, I just dropped one called Just a Reminder, so y'all can check that out on jrichbandcamp.com. And I look to have a couple more songs dropping before the end of this year, Yahoo, as well. So y'all just stay tuned, but it's one that just dropped. So if y'all didn't catch it, go ahead on jrichbandcamp.com. or my YouTube page. Unfortunately, I don't know the name. Rich Like Zamar. I apologize. You can catch that on YouTube.
Okay.
NJ, I one question for you. You said you started when you were 15, and now you're living a completely different life. what would you say is the most difficult part about creating a song now that you're in this way, right? You're in a different way now. What's so difficult about creating a song now that it wasn't before?
The most difficult thing that I would just say personally, right, in the world is more about, you're talking about yourself. So you're boasting about, I guess, how many women you got, money, cars, jewelry. So the most difficult transition is taking the focus off yourself, and now you're trying to point it into the direction of Mr. Yahuwah now. So taking all the glory from you, or whatever you talk about yourself, you're pointing to the direction of like, okay, this is what I used to do, but now I turn this around and now I'm serving Yahuwah, and you could do the same thing. Like, we all come from certain different walks of life, but you can turn it. If I can do it, you can do it too. So I would say that's the most difficult thing. But after doing this for a while, it starts to become less difficult because, like anything in life, whatever you do after a while, it becomes a habit. So now it's a habit to go ahead and take the glory off yourself and give it to Him.
That's right.
Man, that's all right, man. That's all right, man. Now, I gotta ask this question because I know some folks from Philly, and folks from Philly who got that real rap game. They tell me that they really, really passionate about freestyling. You know anything about that?
Were you talking about the new term of freestyle and the old term? Because they got two different terms now for freestyling. But yes, I do know about it. To answer your question,
what is the new one?
The new term of freestyle is just, if I was to rap right now, unwritten rap that y'all haven't heard, that would be considered a freestyle nowadays. Of course, old school is if I'm coming straight off the top of my head, nothing rehearsed. But new, if you ever see just new, say the new freestyle, that's just an unwritten rap that y'all never heard, and they would coin it as a freestyle.
How would you know the difference? If someone,
because the average person, if they're freestyling, if they're really freestyling off the top of their head, some stuff is not going to make like good sentence structure and all that. But if everything's just flowing too right, it's written, because it's like, I'm not making no mistakes. I didn't hesitate to think. But the average person who's going to freestyle on top of their head, is going to be some mistakes missing, or maybe a word that might not make sense. You can tell, like, oh, they're thinking on the spot as they're going. So most of the time you can tell there's some people that's really good that they'll just go, and you go, oh, you wrote that? Like, nope, that was straight freestyle. But it's hard to find, though.
Can you give us a little bit of freestyle? Do you freestyle? Is that something?
Yeah, since the words got put up, yeah. If I freestyle now, I don't want to say the wrong words, so I don't want to do that here live on the show.
Maybe you got a little bar or something that you can perform for us, something that's already previously written. You can just perform for us a bar.
You can give us a model way of freestyling for any new songs that you have.
All right, so what y'all want? Y'all want a verse? Now, I don't want to do no verse that y'all never heard, because if I do that, once I drop the song, I'm like, that's old. We heard that. I could do a what y'all want? Y'all want to hit one?
So that's a new freestyle, because you already wrote it.
Yeah, that's a new freestyle. It's okay. We're good with that.
It's okay. I'm just learning,
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay. All this time. Go ahead. You said once, if you say it now, if you sing one now, they're gonna come back later and say, "Oh, we done heard that. That's old." So once they hear when they play it the first time, what they gonna say? They hit the second time.
they gonna say, well, no. My logic behind that, Mr. Tony, was this: like, if I say something that's already, say if I do 7 p.m., they already heard that. Yes, you're right. It is gonna be old, but you right. You right. You shut down my whole argument. You right. I ain't gonna argue with that. You right.
Hey, well, I tell you what, man, I enjoy all the different work that you do, all the different type of songs. In my opinion, you are a lyricist. He's a lyricist because when you actually take down and listen to the actual content of what he's saying, it's really, really amazing, the stuff that you're saying. And you truly do have a gift. You truly do have a talent. For all those out there who's more interested, definitely want to check him out at jrichbandcamp.com. And you said you had a YouTube page. What's that YouTube page again?
You can look that up under Rich Life Zamara. So when you look it up, you're going to spell life with a Y. So Rich, then you're going to have space Lyfe, then Zamara, Zamara. And you'll find me on the YouTube as well. Yeah, go ahead and like and subscribe too if you're there.
Did we spell that right? Rich Life Zamara on YouTube?
you know, or with the technology, I don't even know where y'all put it up on the screen right now.
Yeah. I think we got it right. We did Life with the LYFE.
That's correct.
All right, man. We definitely appreciate all that it is that you do, man. You always welcome to come on this show, man. I know Dr. Joe want to put you on the spot a little bit, us floor a little bit, man. Those live performances. Say that again, Dr. Joe.
I apologize, but I wanted him to show his talent. I know he has a great talent, so wanted to show it off a little bit to whoever's watching. But sorry if I put you on the spot.
No, it was good. I just couldn't think of nothing new off the top of my head. If I was going to rap something, it would be something that y'all already heard. Maybe some listeners who before haven't heard it.
Hey, well, I mean, hey, go ahead and do that. Break out some lyrics for the people. Then that's fine. If you comfortable, go ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on. What I gotta do though, because this right here is a first. This is a first on Two Mics and a Mind, where we actually had a live performance right here, live. Now, what I want everybody to do is, some of y'all may have never heard of him before, but this guy right here is absolutely phenomenal, sensational. He started when he was 15, 16 years old, even before the end, when he was in elementary school. He used to fail a lot of his reading classes, but he did know how to rhyme and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I've been to his fella's concert before. He lit the crowd up. You know what I'm saying? I've also listened to almost every song that he has, different albums like that. It's truly been an inspiration to actually have the opportunity to meet this guy. And it's more of a pleasure and an honor to share him with you. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome to you the one, the only, the poor, the J. Rich. Go ahead.
All right, here we go. It's old to y'all, but y'all about to hear this again. All right. Look, 7 p.m. time to slide into service. 7:15, we almost live and in person. 7:30, we gonna give them rhymes in the worship. 8 o'clock, we stop. It's time to dive into verses. Chapter in the book, we look, finding our purpose. The fine print connect without writing in cursive. These girls spend time, go by purses, so worth way more than the price of a Birkin. I'm learning. You can go out splurging, get these things, but what's the point? You ain't saved, your sin remain. They want to look at Kaua and want to shift the blame, but now you got space. Go and make a different change. And if you don't, well, then it's a shame. Sinners want to vibe on a different wave. Niggas headed to the pit of rage, driving down the highway to hell. Who's going to tell them to go and switch up lanes? And if you tell them where they listen still, all they care about spinning blocks and hitting drills. We used to worry about lynch mobs and getting killed. It is real. Now my own people turn me to Emmett Till. You sat down and we ate. It's time to flip the bill. Oh, you ordered Qatar? That's an expensive meal. And Yahoo ain't forget. He just kept passing on the debt while we slept. He gave us Benadryl. Now Elohim waking us up. Yehudi first. You ain't that. You taking the dump. We was under the hood. You just space in the trunk. Meaning we keep this thing moving. You just space for the jump. Go and get it right while it's still a chance and stop spinning around. You ain't a ceiling fan. Yeah, you need a ruach in the man before you punch out of that clock of life and kick the can. Don't need to have a hook to say my song's tough. I'ma let you go. I know I held you long enough. Your Hootie gang till death. That's all we got is us. Leave these snakes in the back and let them watch my dust. That's it.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all for having me. Appreciate y'all.
Wow, that was a lot.
Yeah, I told you, cold-blooded, man.
Cold-blooded.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, you definitely always welcome, always more than welcome. Anybody else had any other commentary while we still got Jay Rich on the line?
No, we appreciate you coming on.
Yes, we do. Thank you so much.
I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you, Jay Rich, man. You enjoy the rest of your evening.
All right, y'all.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, good.
Steve, oh man, my goodness, y'all. That rap game is tough. It's tough out there. I tried it. It ain't for everybody. It definitely ain't for me, man. But when you meet talented people like that, that's really amazing.
I heard you got some.
What you said, Resident Joe?
Let's hear a little bit from you because I heard you have some talent there hidden.
I do have a little talent and stuff like that. What he was referring to a track that me and him did a while back. We actually did it with the Shireen team at the Well Y'all Synagogue. And that song was called Y'all Take Us Back. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Have you ever heard that song, Resident Joe?
I haven't. I'm going to check it out, though, definitely.
Yeah. I don't know if we got time tonight. You know what I'm saying? That song is probably about 2 or 3 minutes long or whatever. But we'll definitely try to see if we can squeeze it in some other time. so that you can kind of hear some of the stuff that he really did and the awesome gifts and talents that a lot of those folks have. So it's really, really awesome, whatever. Absolutely positively, man. But one thing I learned differently is, hey, we got some talented people all around. We've been having the artist spotlight on for a good little minute, different little features and stuff like that. And these people right here, they do some awesome stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's
Oh,
true.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But some of them can sing at your funeral.
Huh?
I told her, I said, maybe someone could sing at his funeral. We got some awesome talent. The devil that sweater.
Are we gonna kill the sweater? Is the sweater dying? Is it gonna be buried?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I was almost about to give up on the sweaters. Then one person came up and told me to keep up the good work, then inspire what it is that I could do. And that was just enough to keep me encouraging because I know that at least one person this thing out here is touching. That's all it
really
is.
is just one.
If each one could reach one, then we could teach one.
It is really just one.
That is what it's all about. That is what it's all about indeed. Oh, my goodness.
That sweater, we fail.
That's the truth. It keep coming back. It's like the Terminator.
Wow. Oh, man, that was a good one right there, Tuli. That was definitely a good one right there. She said it keep coming back like the Terminator.
I'll be back. Yes.
I tell you what, it keep coming back like that student loan that you could never pay off. That's what that is. Oh, my goodness.
Woo. He gave y'all 10,000 now. Go on and run on and see what the end gonna be.
Is that what it is?
They extended it till December 23rd, I believe. So
what does that mean? That you have to apply for? Is that what's the extension for?
They paused the payments till December 23rd.
Oh.
So, well, if they can't pay it right now because they're going through struggles, they have it till they were supposed to end August 29th, but now they extended it to December 23rd.
Shoot, if I'm having problems, I ain't thinking about no student loan bill. Please.
Yep, exactly.
He gonna pay the light and gas and water, all that. What you think I was paying? I wouldn't have been paying no student loan debt. If I had to choose, what you think I'm gonna choose? Really, Joe? That's why I said, poor Joe. Oh, Joe.
It's gonna hurt the bank. In turn, the bank's gonna hurt the people.
Yeah.
Banks are holding.
Banks are holding the loan. Okay.
And they could have actually paid them off because the banks are complaining about not getting their monies.
Yeah,
banks are hurting, so I'm paying off. He's bailing the banks out. See, it's always another agenda. Look good on one end, on the other end, bailing out the bank.
Absolutely.
A lot of banks stepped in and said, "Hey, we'll buy your student loan debt. We'll refi it. We'll take it." So now it moved out of status where you can bankrupt them, but they count on people paying it, which they know people not. So people weren't paying the student loans anyway. So all you did was get another good case to go to the government and say, "Hey, I just assumed it's debt. I didn't actually get the little debt on a lot of times with these banks." And they go back and give it back to the bank, to the government, and the government come back and get the bank's money. The people it looked like the people messed up the system when it's actually the bank. Just like bad housing notes and loans. Banks know they give a lot of these loans away, they're bad loans. It's a bad bank. It's not a good ethic, or not a good principle to hold a loan for 30 years. If you're going to take 30 years for me to get my money, you say thinking long term, I really need you to crash that loan in like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
That way I go to and I can cash in my insurance policy and also insure it on another back end, overseas return.
Mm-hmm.
So they stand to make more money up front than waiting 30 years. Who's saying I'm going to be here in 30 years?
Right.
Smart. They're really not that smart. All these people are quick hitters. They need a lot of these bad notes to come up. That's why the government changed the standard. Think about it. Why would the government come in at the banks instead of coming at the people that foreclosed? Because the banks set them up for foreclosure. They knew they were bad notes when they gave them out.
I agree with that.
Money on the loan. You gave them a nice little down payment, 8, 10, 13, 15, 30.
Mm-hmm.
You lost. You made some notes.
Now you turn around, you lost it. I go to the federal government and I collect my money. But you been then they on the back end and sold a note. So a lot of times people, some of these mortgage companies made money on the fact, say I originally gave you the note. Then I sold a note. I sold a note because I know it was a bad note. I also insured.
Yeah.
So now what I want, which is illegal from, all these different people that have these, but then you do it on people. You could like my kids each can take a policy. I don't mean, but what these people typically have done was taking had policy on homes that they didn't own. And then they come back to the fault on it. I got the money that you paid me for the loan. You bought the loan, which means you said I'm gonna buy it for the. I'm gonna pay you so much money up front. And all they do is keep selling the note. Some of those banks kept the insurance on it. If the house, it's a gamble. If the house come up and the average person will possibly lose it, I stand to make more money. I can cash in. I had a policy on it. Who insures a person for? If you make $100,000 a year, how much insurance should I have on you?
Yep.
At least 300.
Yeah, exactly.
So
More than that.
think about it. Insure the home. They're getting their security to what they're doing. Hey, our time running down. As always, it was good coming to your homes, talking with you, take some time out, enjoying talking and seeing how we can fix things. Being conscious of one another problem from the male to the female, because we all go through things. We just gotta be able to understand it. White, black, green, yellow, what your color is. We all here just have a place for a little while. None of us built it, but we all leave. We hope we said something that came in your heart, in your home, in your hearing. It gave you a little brighter day for to get ready to face tomorrow. Okay? If anybody actually do you mind, you tell them you always mind. Every Thursday night right here at 8:30 p.m. on Two Mics in My Mind. So we love you. Hey, we love it. Our language is called a heart. Truly love Dr. Resident Joe. Take us home.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank y'all so much. Like he said, we hope we imparted some knowledge of something to you. Thank you also for all that who gave. We appreciate it and things, every week. We really, really appreciate your donations. So I will leave you with this. We're talking about stress. Worrying doesn't stop the bad stuff from happening. It just stops you from enjoying the good stuff. All right. Got that? Worrying doesn't stop the bad stuff from happening. It just stops you from enjoying the good stuff. Take a breath. Exhale, inhale, and enjoy the good stuff.
Yes.
Until next week.
Yeah. And I just want to say really quick, we'll have you, and special thanks again to Confederate 48. My apologies, we rushed you off the line, but you're an avid caller, and you always call in, and we definitely appreciate the support. Much of harp to you and yours.
Absolutely.
That being said, Two Mics in the Mind, we out. Yeah.
We're about to take it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony on the radio. Dr. Joe's Supremacy on the radio. The love got me going live on the radio. Two Mics and the Mind on the radio. And the mind.
Yeah.
You see my life? Okay, you do something better, I'll do something better, and we will be better together. Until next week, most high willing. Good night.
Good night, Thule.
Good night, Wayno.